Hello students, welcome to the English class. Very good evening to all of you. Today I am going to start with a new chapter, that is The Happy Prince, written by Oscar Wilde, which is the fifth chapter of your book Moments, which is your supplementary reader. So before beginning with this chapter, I would like to give you a brief introduction of the author. So let me tell you something about the author Oscar Wilde. This author, Oscar Wilde's full name is Oscar Fingal Flaherty Wills Wilde, who was born on October 16th, 1854 and died on 30th November 1900. He was an Irish poet and playwright. After writing in different forms throughout the 1880s, the early 1890s saw him become one of the most popular playwrights in London, and he is best remembered for his epigrams and plays. His novel, The Picture of Dorian Gray, and the circumstances of his criminal conviction for gross indecence, for consensual homosexual acts, imprisonment, and early death at age 46. Wilde's parents were Anglo-Irish intellectuals in Dublin. A young Wilde learned to speak fluent French and German. At university, Wilde read greats. He demonstrated himself to be an exceptional classical, first at Trinity College, Dublin, then at Oxford. He became associated with the emerging philosophy of aestheticism, led by two of his tutors, Walter Pater and John Ruskin. And after university, Wilde moved to London into fashionable cultural and social circles. So this was about the author. Now let us see to the chapter. So let me introduce you this chapter. This chapter, Happy Prince, is the story about a beautifully decorated statue of a prince who lived a very happy life. When he was alive, he lived a very happy life. He did not know what are miseries and sorrows. He had never suffered from any misery, any kind of sorrow, and he learned about sorrow only after his death, when his statue was placed at a high point from where the misery of the entire city could be seen. And moved by the sufferings of the poor, the happy prince gave away all his possessions to the needy with the help of a kind swallow, who is a small bird, and this compassionate bird sacrificed his life for the noble cause of the prince. So let's see in this story that how the prince gave all his possessions after death when his statue was erected. So let's begin with the explanation of this chapter. So the first paragraph, or there is a brief introduction of this chapter, which says that the happy prince was a beautiful statue. He was covered with gold. He had sapphires for eyes and a ruby. So these are all the precious gems. Sapphire is neelam and ruby is a red color stone. These are all precious stones in his sword. Why did he want to part with all the gold that he had and his precious stones? So why? So we are going to read in the story that why the prince had to part with all the gold. His beautiful statue, it was adorned with gold and precious stones. So we'll read that why he had to part, or why he had to give away all the gold and precious stones to the needy people. So let's start now. The first paragraph says, high above the city on a tall column stood the statue of the happy prince. He was gilded. Gilded means covered with, all over with thin leaves of fine gold. For eyes, he had two bright sapphires, and a large red ruby glowed on his sword hilt. So hilt is what? The handle of a weapon or tool, especially a sword, dagger or knife. So in these lines, it is said that the statue of a prince stood on a high platform overlooking the city. The statue was so huge. It was placed in the center of the city, and the prince from there could see the whole city. And this prince was called a happy prince because when he was alive, he always remained very happy. And upon his death, a big statue of his was erected in the center of the city in his remembrance. And the statue of this happy prince was covered with thin layer of gold, and instead of eyeballs there were two bright shining sapphire stones, and in the handle of his sword a bright ruby stone was placed. Then further, the next paragraph says, one night there flew over the city a little swallow. His friend had gone away to Egypt 6 weeks before, but he had stayed behind. Then he decided to go to Egypt too. So who is a swallow? Swallow is a very tiny bird. आप देखते हो घर के बाहर आपके रोज swallow brown color की bird होती है छोटी, that is called as swallow. So in these lines it is said that swallow, a tiny bird, although it is not a human being, still the writer here is referring to it as he and his. So he says that all the friends of this swallow had flown away to Egypt 6 weeks ago because it was a migration time. So these swallows had to fly over to the warmer places as it was winters now. So they had to save themselves. So they had to migrate from there. So this bird did not go with the other birds, but later it thought of going to Egypt to his friends. And afterwards, this little bird, he decided to go to his friends in Egypt. So it was on his way to Egypt. So here in these lines, the author has used he and his for swallow just because for animals and birds we use the pronoun it. But the author has used he and his because he has been given the human qualities. So further, the next line says, all day long he flew, and at night time he arrived at the city. Where shall I put up? He said. I hope the town has made preparations. Put up means here where to live for the night. So in these lines it is said that the narrator says that this bird kept on flying on its way to Egypt, and at night it reached the city of the happy prince, and it wanted to stay somewhere for the night. So it thinks upon where to stay at night. The bird says that hopefully the city has made some arrangements for it to stay here. Then obviously the bird does not mean what it is saying, and we can say that probably the bird is being humorous now. So here purposely the bird said that just because it was migrating, so it is just a humor note, just for the fun. It said that the city might have made the arrangements for the birds who have to migrate from one place to another. Then further it says, then he saw the statue on the tall column. I will put up there, he cried. It's a fine position and plenty of fresh air. So he alighted just between the feet of the happy prince. Alighted is descended or took the shelter. So here in these lines, now when this tiny bird saw the huge statue of the happy prince, it thought of staying there for the night. So the bird thought that it was a good place to spend the night, and there was shelter and a lot of fresh air. So the bird came and alighted, and it stopped and sat in between the feet of the statue of the happy prince. Then further it says, I have a golden bedroom, he said softly to himself as he looked round, and he prepared to go to sleep. Just as he was putting his head under its wings, a large drop of water fell on him. What a curious thing, he cried, and there is not a single cloud in the sky. The stars are quite clear and bright, and yet it is raining. So here in these lines, the word curious means strange. So it is said that when the bird sat in between the feet of the happy prince, it took its position or took its shelter in between the feet of the happy prince. it was surrounded with gold. So it thought that it had a bedroom made of gold because it was surrounded by gold all around. And as it was about to sleep, as it was putting its head under the wing, suddenly a large drop of water fell on it. And the bird was surprised because all of a sudden a drop of water fell on it. And it thought that neither it was raining nor the rainy season was going on. So the swallow could not believe this because the sky was not cloudy and the stars were shining. So just then another drop of water fell on it. Then further, the next line says, "What is the use of a statue if it cannot keep the rain off?" He said, "I must look for a good chimney pot," and he determined to fly away. The swallow thought that the statue was useless because it was not able to protect it from the rain. So he thought that he should not sleep under the statue, and the swallow thought that it was better for it to take shelter in the chimney of a house where it could lie safe and could be saved from the rain, and thought to move away from there because the statue was not able to protect it from the rain. Then further, the next line says, "But before he had opened its wings, a third drop fell, and he looked up and saw." What did he see? So, in these lines, before the bird flew away, the third drop of water fell on him, and it looked up. Then what did he see? Let us find out. So, the eyes of the happy prince were filled with tears. The tears were running down his golden cheeks. Golden, why? Because the statue was made of gold. It has the coating of gold. So his face was so beautiful in the moonlight that the little swallow was filled with pity. "Who are you?" he said. "I am a happy prince." So in these lines, as soon as the bird looked up, he saw that the eyes of the happy prince's statue were filled with tears, and these drops of water were the teardrops falling off the statue's golden cheeks. And when the swallow looked at happy prince's face, it was looking beautiful in the moonlight, and the little bird's heart was filled with pity for the weeping statue. And it also asked the statue that who it was. The statue replied that it was the happy prince. Then further it says, "Why are you weeping?" asked the swallow. "You have quite drenched me." Drenched means soaked with water. So in these lines, the swallow thought that the statue was of the happy prince, but it was crying. And the bird asked the statue that why it was crying. And the statue added that it had and the bird, it said that you have soaked it with its tears. So the tears of the statue had drenched or have soaked the little bird with its tears. So the little bird, it felt pity on the statue, the weeping statue of the happy prince. And it asked that why was it weeping? Then further, the next line says, "When I was alive and had a human heart," answered the statue, "I did not know what tears were, for I lived in the palace where sorrow is not allowed to enter. My courtiers called me the happy prince, and the happy indeed I was. So I lived, and so I died. And now that I am dead, they have set me up here so high that I can see the ugliness and all the misery of my city. And though my heart is made of lead, yet I cannot choose but weep." So in these lines now, the word misery means sadness. So the happy prince, he narrated his story to the swallow on asking that why it was weeping. So now happy prince is narrating his story. The happy prince said that when he was alive and he had a human heart, then human heart means that the heart which beats or is alive. At that time he was not aware what sorrow was or what the tears were and what sorrow was, as he lived in a palace where there was happiness all around. And all the people who used to work in his court used to call him Happy Prince because he used to be happy all the time and he had not seen sorrow at all. And he said that he lived happily and died in happiness only. So, in these lines, the narrator says that when the happy prince he had a human heart, he never cried. He was not aware what tears were because he had seen happiness only and never faced any kind of sorrow when he was alive. And now, when he was dead, the people had put him so high, that means his statue was erected so high on the pedestal that he could see the whole city and the ugliness of the city now. And he could see that there were so many people living in misery, lack of food. Misery is, it can be in any form, like lack of food, hunger, money, and homelessness. Now, when the statue's heart was made of lead, which is a metal, although it did not have any feelings, then also when it saw all the sadness, it became sad and it wept. So the next line says, "What? Is he not solid gold?" said the swallow to himself. He was too polite to make any personal remarks. So in these lines, when the happy prince was telling his sad story, the swallow was thinking about something else in his mind, and the bird wondered that the statue of the prince was not made of solid gold, and it was surprised. It thought that from outside the statue was covered with gold, but as it said that the heart was made of lead and not of gold, so it realized that it was hollow and was not made of solid gold. It saw that the statue was very sad and was crying, so he did not make any personal remarks. It did not comment anything about the statue because it was giving the value to the statue's feeling. So the bird was valuing the feelings of the statue of the happy prince. Then further, the next paragraph says, "Far away." So next line says, "Far away," continued the statue in a low musical voice. "Far away in a little street there is a poor house. One of the windows is open, and through it I can see a woman seated at a table. Her face is thin and worn, and she has coarse red hands, all pricked by the needle, for she is a seamstress. So in these lines, the word coarse is rough, and seamstress. Who is a seamstress? Seamstress is a woman who makes a living by stitching clothes or by sewing. So in these lines, the statue continued its story, and it spoke in a very musical voice that far away there was a house of a poor woman, and the window of her house was open, and it could see through the window that she was sitting near the table, and her face was thin, and she was tired. Her hands were rough and had become red because they had been pricked by the needles. And the woman, as why it was pricked with the needle? Just because the woman was a seamstress." Then further says she is embroidering flowers on a satin gown for the loveliest of the queen's maids of honor to wear at the next court ball. In a bed in the corner of the room, her little boy is lying ill. He has a fever and is asking his mother to give him oranges. His mother has nothing to give him but river water. So he is crying, "Swallow, swallow, little swallow, will you not bring her the ruby out of my sword hilt? My feet are fastened." Fastened means tied to the pedestal. Pedestal is what? It is the raised platform on which the statue is erected, and I cannot move, he said. So in these lines, now the woman who was embroidering flowers on a gown of the queen's maid. So now this story is told by the happy prince to the swallow, that what he saw. So first story is about a woman whom he saw embroidering flowers on a gown of queen's maid, who would walk along with the queen during the court ball. And the statue said that the lady who was embroidering the gown had a little child who was not well, and he was suffering from fever and was asking his mom to give him oranges. But his mother was very poor. She had no money to buy oranges. She could not. She could only give him water, that also river water, and that is why the little boy was crying. So the happy princess statue requested the swallow to take out the ruby stone from the handle of its sword and give it to the lady. And it added that its feet were fastened to the platform, because of which it could not move. So, this is all for today. I'll continue this chapter in my next class. Thank you and goodbye.